Here we are once again at Ahkima's bean fields north of Bakavi, and Ahkima's going to make his statements. This is 2014, and Ahkima has a lot to say, and we're going to sit here and enjoy what he has to say, and we know the world likes hearing Ahkima. So Ahkima, go ahead, my friend.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to say thanks for everybody calling in. I mean, not calling in, but emailing and messages. But I do have some important information that the world needs to hear about the weather. I know the weather is really messed up, and that's what I want to get into first, is the weather. Well, according to my knowledge, the weather is off by one moon so far. Today is what, June 6th? June 7th? Yeah. Well, according to my knowledge, it's July right now. It's the July moon. And every moon has stages. And farmers know this, what the stages are. And right now, I've looked ahead of the moons for the end of this year, and it looks like the seasons are gonna turn on one another. Meaning, winter is gonna be summer and summer is gonna be winter. This kind of thing. And right now, according the ceremony, Hopi ceremonies are off by a whole moon. And I'm very disappointed in the traditional leaders today that run the ceremonies, because they have forgotten and they've lost the old ways, the true ways of how to run things. And right now, the weather, if you've noticed across America, that the weather has been real bad all over since New Year's, starting off with that winter, that cold winter. And that was because the Hopis came out a moon late. They came out in the January moon instead of the end of December, when they should have. And this year, it should have came out at the end of November. That's when the right December moon was. And I know it sounds confusing to people that don't know what I'm talking about, but to astronomers, if you know the phases of the moon, you know that the summer solstice have passed already a couple weeks ago. I mean, the past moon. And so now the sun is going to start getting lighter and lighter. I mean, darker and darker until the end of the moon. I mean, the year. But anyways, I wanted to say the phases of the moon, where you can tell what moon it is by just planting, by farming. The old ways, that's how you could tell, by knowing the seasons without the moon. You don't need to look at the moon. You could tell just by your surroundings. And the insects and the animals, they come out and do things at certain times of the moon. And right now, when you plant, there's certain things you look for to know when to plant. And that is when you start to plant, you can see worms building their nests in the trees. They build their nests that look like cobwebs. But anyway, they start making their nests in the time to plant. That's May moon. You plant during the May moon. And that's when you notice all the nests and the insects and stuff start coming out around that time. Then after the next moon, you should have planted during then, when the worms are building their nests. And so the next moon in June moon, which has passed, was May. That's when you have worms, and the worms come out and they eat all over. They eat all your plants, and that's when you're supposed to plant, is when they're building their nests. And then when they build their nests, they come out and they eat your corn, and that's when you know you should be checking worms. You're in the right stages of the moon. Then the next moon is July, and that's now. And as you notice, there's a lot of gnats. And mosquitoes come out in July. And right now in Hopi, all the gnats are out. And you can see I've already planted in May moon, which was April. And next year it's going to be even worse. We'll be planting in February, according to my knowledge. The moons are going to shift, and it's going to be February calendar moon, but traditional moon is going to be May moon. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds funny. I mean, not funny, but it's the truth. I'm telling you, it's the truth. on July, this coming up moon, the monsoon should be coming right now. This is the moon for the monsoons, and pretty soon the weather is going to start getting cold pretty soon. And to all the farmers and to the people out there that plant, that depend on food, listen to what I'm saying about the moon. You need to know when the moon phases are. Look at the calendar and look at the moon. Right now, moon just passed, the new moon. And so it's July right now. And coming up, this July calendar moon is going to be August, and then so forth. And that's what I want to say. The first thing I want to talk about is the moon phases and how it's interchanging. And until the Hopis put the ceremonies back on the right moon, it's going to be very drastic and very bad for not just America, but for all over the world, weather-wise. But that's what I have to say about the weather part. And then my other information I want to talk about is the paintings or the drawings of Nostradamus. The Lost Book is what it's called, I think. The Lost Book of Nostradamus. But anyways, I believe that in that book there's drawings about me and the Hopi people. And in those drawings, if you see the drawings, you'll notice a tree is pictured a lot in those drawings. And to me, I believe the tree represents Hopi land. The creation, the beginning of man, where creation started. And the tree represents Hopi. Just like in the Bible, you have the Garden of Eden with the tree, with the snake wrapped around it. And the tree represents Hopi. That's what I believe. And the snake isn't the devil or whatever you call it, the Antichrist or whatever. The snake is a protector. He's protecting the tree. That's why he's wrapped around it. And he's guarding whatever the knowledge is, which is Hopi, protecting us. And the snake, I believe, has to do with me or my clan, because I'm Snake Clan. That's who I am. And in the drawings, if you look at the drawings, there's a lot of pictures of snake. I believe that snake has to do with me, because I'm the one talking about what's going on, spreading the truth about the world and how America and all these rich people are destroying us, and how they want to commit the biggest genocide ever in human history by wiping out all of us nobles and the small people so they can run the world as they see fit. With all their billions and billions and trillions of dollars, they think they can do this. And according to my information, that goes against the laws of nature. It goes against the laws of the universe. It goes against the laws of mankind. So these people need to be stopped right away. And the only way to stop these people, from what I found, is to turn them into poor people, because they have so much money, they have so much power, that their wealth is unlimited. They can do anything. They can run nations, just like America is being told what to do by witches. That's what my knowledge and resources are telling me. The elders, they're telling me that America is being run by witches. And it's just not America, but it's all the man-made governments that have to do with technology, that have to do with raping the world of resources so they can run things. All of those companies, those big billionaires, they need to be the ones gotten rid of. It's not the governments. The governments are just the front. They're the right-hand man, so to speak, while the true people, the so-called elite people, are running the show. And all the people in the whole world, I think, need to get together, and we need to start a so-called revolution where we need to overthrow these billionaires people, these so-called elite people. We need to get rid of them, and the only way to get rid of them is I ask people not to. I know people are mad at everything, and people want to kill people and get revenge and all that. That's not how you do it. You never hurt anybody. You don't kill people. And I know sometimes people get killed and hurt, but in this case, the people need to go to war against them. These billionaires, go against their companies, wipe them out, boycott Walmart, boycott all these big billionaire places that are trying to run things. The politicians, don't listen to them. Don't even vote, because everything is all planned out. Everything is a hoax. Even though it looks like we vote, they already have their man locked in. They already know. And I'm just so disgusted and disappointed with the world right now, especially out here in Hopi, because people are acting like that now out here. People are just no good. Like they're two-faced people out here now. They speak sweet. They have sweet tongues. They when you look at them, they speak all nice to you, but then when they walk away, they're all mean and mad, and they talk down about you. And that's how it is out here. And according to the elders, they say when the times are getting near, you could look within your own people and you can see how it's turning out. And that, from what I've seen with my own people, the kids, the way they treat their mothers and parents and their elders, you know, it goes on and on and on. And I'm just getting fed up with this. It's time to lay out punishments. Punishments needs to be start handing out right now. And I'm just getting so tired of it that somebody needs to stand up and start saying stuff. And that's what my job is to wake people up, to help people understand what's going on today. And right now I think there's what, 2 more years till this president is over. Well, like I was saying in the first video, once this president is done, that's when everything's gonna start happening. And I feel a lot of things, like everything I've been saying has been coming true, pretty much. And so that's what I want to say about these elite, so-called elite people. These guys want a war, we'll give them a war. These people think they're gonna run us, watch. Because there's one thing that we have that they'll never have, and that's heart, the will to live, the love for humanity, for the love of life. Even though they have all the power, all that money, they will never have the will and they will never have the heart. And that's how they're going to lose, watch. The Great Spirit's gonna come and he's gonna lay his finger down on them, watch. They're gonna pray that they get a quick death, which they won't. These people families are going to pay, not just now, but in the next lives. Because remember, karma is always something that comes back, whatever you do. But that's what I want to say about these elite people that are trying to kill off all the so-called minorities. But anyway, I want to get back to the Nostradamus thing. A lot of those pictures, I believe, have to do with me, especially the snake. I believe the snake is me, because I'm Snake Clan. That's who I am. And according to Hopi, you are whatever clan you are. Like, you're part that clan, you're part that snake. So I'm Snake Clan, so that means I'm half snake. I'm like a snake. And my words and my truth and everything I know is to protect this land, Hopi, and all land and life. And that's what I'm going to do no matter what. But there's some pictures on there in the Nostradamus with the half snake and half man with the head of a man. And if you look to the back of it, there's a picture that looks like a corn, right? But anyway, that's a direct, what do you call it? A direct, that's me, because that's my name. Ahkima means the corn, harvesting the corn. And at the end of the snake is a picture of a corn. And that's my name, and the snake, that's me, because I'm Snake Clan. And there's even pictures of old mouths. If you ever see them, there's pictures of old mouths in there. Those are Hopi symbols that have to do with clouds. And even there's a picture of one of those pictures of a lion. And I think that has, not a lion, but a sun, with a big sun. And I know that one has to do with my birth chart, because it even has my Hopi name in the corner of the old mouth. That's my Hopi name, and cloudy. And then on the left, there's a big, like a star or something, a comet, which I think is gonna come. And there's a bunch of pictures in there, just like that have to do with a lot of stuff. But all I know is that the snake on there is me. I'm the one that's going to be protecting this land and a lot of the lands around it. And whoever is these elite people, like I was saying, those are the Antichrist. They're the ones that are on the picture with the half man and the half dragon or whatever, and the 5 stars in there. That's probably how many people are involved, how many organizations. And each one of those stars, I think, represents like the CIA, the FBI, the NSA, you know, all those little secret groups represents one of those. I'm telling you, this government needs to be gotten rid of because of what they're doing to the people. They're working with terrorists, with drug cartels, so they can make us dumb with their drugs. I mean, it goes on and on what these people are doing, making secret alliances. I mean, dang. But anyway, we're getting trying to make it short here. But what was the other one? Oh yeah, and the other one I want to talk about is the Navajo Nation, and they need. I know I'm gonna get a lot of criticism for this, but I want the people to know the truth about the Navajos and what they're trying to do to my people. Even back then, the Navajo Nations are friends and allies with American government, and they're not the true Hopi people, native peoples on this continent. They're just a mixture of the Eskimos, or they came down from the north, the Bering Strait, and they came and they scavenged off the tribes that were already here. And because of that, they have no land, they have no ceremony, they have no culture. All they have is us. They're trying to steal from us Hopis. They're taking our ceremonies. They already took our land. They've already humiliated my ancestors 100 years ago, 200 years ago. They helped the Spanish try to take us over. They helped the government, and that's how come they have all our land. They're even claiming names, or claiming our ancestral ruins around here. They're taking our myths, our stories, and they're switching it around to their stuff. And I want the world to know that what they're doing is very bad and wrong, and they're going to get punished for it. And the only way they can save themselves from that is they have to give everything up to us, back to us, because this is our land, and our cousins' land too, the Pueblo natives across the way in New Mexico. Those are our cousins, and we are all related here. And the Navajos came and they took everything away from us, and that's what they're doing today, to this very day. They're taking all our land, and all the Hopis out here want to plant, we want to have cattle, we want to do things, but we can't because we're all bottled in. They're taking all our land. We can't even go plant over there and by Munkapi. The Navajos are taking all the land over there. When you drive through there, it's going to be a big city. And I'm just getting frustrated with what's going on. And then when we go over there to the Tuba, to the Navajo side, they look at you all mean, and because we're Hopis, they start calling us names. See, that's what I'm just getting mad at. And I'm half Navajo. My dad is a Navajo, and my mom is Hopi. So I have a right to say these things about the Navajo people. I mean, look, I get my badness from my dad. My wrong. I shouldn't say it, but it's just I get carried away when it comes to the truth. People need to know the truth. But other than that, that's really all I have to say about what's going on. And is there any questions that the people, if you remember, Ron, if there's any questions you have to, you remember that we can get out?
I want to add something too. I'm up here passing out books, and Ahkima and I are trying to. Nicole Henderson, and I just wanted to say, Nicole believes that the Hopi is going to save the world, and it's one of the reasons Ahkima and I are doing what we're doing. I just want to say thank you to Nicole, and I want to say thank you to Lonnie. Lonnie took us to Old Arriba yesterday and taught Ahkima and I some really good history lessons. If you'd like to share that with people, Ahkima, here at the end, that would be nice, what we found out yesterday.
Yeah.
We found some really interesting proof that the Hopi have always been here, and the government wants you to believe they've just been wandering all around and not doing anything. when they are where they started from on Old Arriby. And if Ahkima wants to take it from there, he can explain to you how we proved it yesterday from the cliffs on the east side of Old Arriby.
Yeah, and it just we went hiking there, and this is the first time I've been. Sounds amazing. I lived out here for so long, but I never hiked around Old Arriby. My ancestors, I never walked around there back there before, but yesterday was the first time, and we got to walk by the old church. And I wanted to say that most people don't know, what I didn't know too, was that church is built on top of a ruin, an old
old underground ruin.
Old underground ruin, and there's rooms that go underneath that they built their their Baptist thing.
Yeah, their baptismal thing was built right over the. You could never, unless you knew, like Lonnie, that there was a chamber, and you could see where the ancient Hopi dug this out in rock.
Yeah, and there's 3 other ones. They look like big pits carved out of solid stone, where they're like at least 8 feet deep.
Oh, at least they were deeper than that.
And they look like water wells or
They
something.
were wells for it. Yeah, when there's lots of water up here. Yeah.
But it's carved out of solid stone. But what they told me, that the Spanish came and they built that church on top of another ruin. I mean, an older one. And they said that it goes down into it, It goes down, and there's like a big room in there with all kinds of stuff in there. And that the Spanish covered it up or closed it off or something. Yeah, they built that on top.
Lonnie explained to us, it was really neat. They explained to them what happened to the church when the church was finished. And by the way, the church, the Catholics forced them. There's all these stories about who was the ones that forced them to build it, but it was the Catholic Church, so you can take it from there.
Yeah,
Ahkima.
They came in, I guess it's called the Treaty of Saragossa back then, I guess, where they claimed land for the Pope or whatever.
They're claiming all the Americas for the Pope.
Yeah, that's what they were doing.
That's what they were doing.
Even on the Asian side too, with the Japan and China, they were doing it all over. But anyway, they had the Spanish came over and they tried to do that. And that's when we had the Pueblo Revolt, of 1680. That's when we threw away the Spanish off our lands because of what they were doing to us. And once they left, then once they built the church, and once it got finished, boom, it got struck by lightning, and then they rebuilt it, and then a couple days later, boom, it got struck by lightning again in the same spot. So they say lightning never strikes twice. But this church got struck 2 or 3 times.
Brought that church down.
Yeah,
brought that church down.
It blew the whole roof off, and it's been like that ever since.
The logs on the roof probably would have been dragged to here by the Hopi from all the way up in Flagstaff area. I'd say by the crow flies 60, 70 miles, Ahkima, where there's pine trees, actually those logs.
Yeah.
And that back then, they would have forced the Hopi to drag those logs for the cathedral ceiling. And it's interesting. I'll post a picture of the church on my blog, so you can see what we're talking about. Interesting.
And then there's one more thing about Hopi prophecy containing the N, or the so-called N. Well, I've been reading that too, and I came up with some interesting things that it's even on the Nostradamus pictures. But according to my knowledge, that America's going to be invaded. There's going to be invasion, and they're going to come in from the west. They're going to fall from the sky like red rain, and they're going to cover the land like red ants. And that prophecy to me means that, because they said that the army's going to come from, they're going to invade from the west, and they're going to be backed by the red symbol, meaning there's going to be 2 of them. The symbol with the star and the moon, which I believe is the Muslims, and they're going to be backed by the red symbol. I don't know, the way it's sounding now, it could be Russia or it could be China, but according to what I've read and studied, that they're going to be backed by the red symbol, and they're going to invade, and they're going to take everybody out, all America, all the big, like I was saying, the elite people, they're going to wipe them out along with everybody in it. And the only way we're going to be saved is by our hair, our haircuts, our culture. And like I was saying, they're going to kill all the American people, but our culture is what's going to save us. Because they're going to, even on the Nostradamus with the wheel And remember, there's a little city in there, in the wheel. But anyway, in that wheel, it shows what I'm talking about, the invasion. You can see the city, which is a West Coast city because it's on the right side. And you can see all the planes and the boats coming in. It looks like an invasion in the mirror. I mean, in the wheel. And somebody's planning it, because you can see with the hand turning the wheel. And then you can see that that it's gonna be in the morning because of the rooster. I believe the invasion is gonna happen early in the morning sometime. I don't know when, but we're not gonna know. We're just gonna be asleep one day and wake up, and we're gonna see all these troops running in. It's gonna be out of the blue, and I believe it's gonna be planned, meaning somebody high in the government is gonna know about it and not say anything. And I think they do know about it. That's why they're building all these underground caves, underground houses so they can live in.
Underground dumbs.
Yeah.
Deep underground military bases.
Yeah, they're building all of those so they don't have to live like up here, because everything's gonna be destroyed. And I have news for those people that are the government, that are trying to hide and cheat their way out of death. Well, I got news for them, that all their work and their troubles are going to be in vain, because you cannot run, you cannot hide from the Great Spirit. We will find you no matter where you are. So if you're going to hide underground, I guarantee you that's going to be your tomb. You're going to die in there. I wouldn't even trust those secret underground places, because anything could happen. What if an earthquake happened? You're going to be buried under there. What happens if there's a flood and water gets in there? You're going to drown. So those are tombs. I suggest you don't even go do anything about that. But that's why I was saying we have to meet here in Hopi land, because of what's going to happen. The Great Spirit's going to come here and protect us when that time comes. So don't even trust the government and what they're doing. Let them go in there and hide. Let them do their stuff, while we'll be here and we'll be taken to the right spots where we need to go as human beings, so we can continue to live the Great Spirit's ways and the Great Spirit's laws. And that invasion is going to be happening, I believe, after this president. Maybe when there's a woman president. But a lot of the Nostradamus pictures, I realized just by watching it and looking at the pictures and seeing how things, a lot of those pictures have to do with Hopi land. That's what I believe. And I believe here is the Garden of Eden. And because remember, the tree represents the Hopi land in the Garden of Eden. And you have the snake that protects it, which is Quetzalcoatl or whatever, the Great Spirit. I mean, the protector.
Yep, great plumed serpent.
Yeah, the great plumed serpent. But anyway, those are some of the prophecies that I've read. I'm trying to think too if there's anything else that the elders wanted me to say, because I'm reading not ancient, but old documents from the 1900s that's been written down on accounts of the O'Reilly split. And they have interviews with the chiefs of back then, documents. And I read some of the interviews of Ahkima and what he says pertaining about the government and that this land belongs to Hopi. We even have the tablets that shows our right to be here. And it even shows our land boundaries between the two great rivers, which is the Rio Grande and the Colorado River. And to prove that this is Hopi, you want 4 rivers that go into one. Well, then you got 4 washes out here in Hopi that go into one. And that's the Raibi Wash, Munkapi Wash, the Nepito Wash, Palaka Wash. That start up here on Black Mesa and flows back down into the Little Colorado, which goes into the Colorado. And that's the one river that goes out. And the Grand Canyon too. I don't know if people know, but the government found a tomb, I mean not tomb, but caves in the Grand Canyon that have artifacts from all over the world. Back in the 1000 or BC, they have a statue of Buddha. They got not pyramids, but mummies in there with hieroglyphics, Egyptian hieroglyphs, but a lot of Oriental. It sounded like Tibetan or Chinese Buddhist stuff in those chambers, and the government took it away. The Smithsonian Museum, they're the ones that are stealing all the artifacts and hiding whatever they're hiding, especially like giants. I'm hearing stuff about giants being found like 20 feet high or whatever, and I'm just hearing all kinds of stuff that that all these secrets are starting to come out now that the government is trying to hide. And there's a biggest secret I want to say about is the UFOs, and this is purely my what do you call it?
My take.
My take, yeah. This is me. My belief. What I think is going on with the UFO sightings and what's going on. I believe that it's a big hoax, that the aliens is being faked by the government, and the government is pretending to be aliens. They're making these ships because they found them in tombs or whatever technologies, and they're recreating it. And it's the witch that's doing this. It's they're the ones that are doing this technology stuff, and they're the ones that are stealing people, flying in UFOs, abducting people, and conducting experiments on people, humanity. And that's a direct violation of the the laws of nature, what they're doing secretly. And they're using these special technologies that they have, and whoever is in control of these technologies that are who's running the show, pretending to be the alien, that's the culprit. That is the Antichrist. They're the ones that need to get their heads cut off, and they're the ones that are trying to run the show because of technologies. It's technologies that's destroying the world. It's technologies that's making everybody crazy. And the Hopis have a saying that if we want spiritual development, we give up comfort. And that's the reason why we live the way we live. It's not that we didn't know about the wheels because we didn't want the wheel. We didn't have tables because we didn't have chairs, because we were to eliminate things that make it comfortable, so that way we can gain spiritual development and spiritual energy faster. And that's the reason why we live the way we live, with no shoes, and we look like scavengers. But we were rich people. We had food. We lived that way for 1,000 years. And the governments, they want us to not live that way, because that's the way we're supposed to live. Every race used to live like Hopis. We each had our own culture. We lived off the land. We had our own ceremonies. Every race, red, yellow, we all had it, but different ways. And that's what we need to get back to. And we need to come together, and the world needs to come together, and we need to fight these elite people off. Please don't hurt anybody. Don't terrorist attacks, or go to a school and start blasting people. That's not how we do it. Let them fall on their own. If you guys want to do that, go take out those guys, these secret organizations. They're big companies. They're electrical stuff. Take all that out. We need to come together, and we need to start standing up against these people.
What I want to mention is Ahkima and I, right here, talking about the sky, and here we are on the res. The skies up here used to be the most beautiful blue you ever want to see in your life, and I'm just going to show you, and I'll go behind Ahkima's head, and I'll zoom in, and Ahkima will talk about this, and he has his own opinions about what is going on, and I'd like you guys to hear what he thinks. But you can see the sky has got a white to it now, from the constant chemtrails spraying all around the world. It was only in Americas, but now it's everywhere. China, Mexico, all everywhere. And the skies now have become white. I went out and looked at the sky last night from the lodge up here on the Hopi Res. The sky should have been the most beautiful, dark, rich blue, but it was turquoise because of the added white color. And like you can see in my video, you can see a white horizons through there. And I would like Ahkima to do his take on what he thinks that the chemtrailing is all about. And for myself, I believe they're getting ready to terraform the planet for another species. But that's just my opinion. Something's going on. You cannot have this much barium and aluminum landing in the soil, us breathing it and eating it, without something going on. Now, you want to add your touch to that, Ahkima, for the world here?
Yeah, but I don't know too much about that. The chemtrails.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about the transformation that we're seeing. That
Oh, yeah. And
that you and I were talking about when we were riding out here, in fact, to your fields.
Yeah,
something's going on.
They're doing something. The secret people, what I think are wannabe aliens. They're like I was saying, they're abducting people, and they're trying to create what you call what I think is an elite race, or trying to experiment with genetics and what do you call it, the
DNA would be
DNA. Yeah, DNA. And
they're taking Spider-Woman's DNA, which that is, and altering it now, and you're getting, it looks like they want half human, half mechanical or something. They're trying to, actually the word is transhumanism, where it's part human, part mechanical. And it appears that that's where they're trying to take us, and the Hopis are trying to stop it. One of the reasons I've got these books from Nicole Henderson is the very thing, because Nicole believes that, and a lot of people believe that. The Hopi are trying to stop whatever is going on, and unfortunately the Hopi are falling victim to it too, huh, Ahkima?
Yeah, but right now
but there's a handful of them fighting.
Yeah, right now I'm very surprised at this, and I want people to know this, that you would think on these videos that it would be nothing but like older people watching it, and my age and older generations, but you'd be surprised that a lot of the younger generations have watched it. And when I go out to the dances or anywhere, to a show, it's the kids that are coming up to me telling me that, oh, I seen your video, and I want to thank them. To the children, I want to thank them for watching and believing what I'm saying, because it's the truth. And like I was saying in the other videos, I'm protecting the children, my age and younger. I want them to know what the older generation has done to us, and what we have to live through their consequences, through what they left for us. They set the path for us, and we're the ones walking it now. And they live their lives. They finish. They get to die happy and live on. I mean, pass away. But we're the ones, the younger generation, my age, the grandkids, we're the ones that's gotta have to live in all this madness. We're the ones that's gonna have to live through the war, through the suffering, through the disease. We're the ones that's gonna have to suffer it. In my elders, my ancestors knew this. That's why they fought against the government. They fought against the Spanish. They fought to keep our ways, to keep our traditions, because if we were to lose our land, the great serpent would swallow us up, the oceans. He would let the oceans go, and we would have another big flood. And that's what I think happened in the Adam and Eve days. That back then in Hopi land, whoever was in charge then gave Hopi land away, or lost it to another foreign rule or whatever, and that's what caused the flood, because it is prophesied. We're given warnings that if we lose our land as Hopis, that the oceans would swallow up all the land. But back to the chemtrails, I don't really know too much about what's going on, and I just know that these secret people are gonna cause great harm to everyday people like you and me, to the minorities, and they have everything planned out. But is there anything else?
That's all I've got.
I'm trying to think too.
No, we really covered a lot of Ahkima, actually. We covered a lot of subjects. Was there anything else that you brought up that we were talking about? That we brought up I don't know, it's up to you if you want to cover anything else while we're here.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
But we did good. We got 40 minutes into this. This is longer than any other video, so you covered a lot of ground, believe it or not.
Yeah, and
so.
there's
And the rocks, by the way, are Ahkima's. He's hauled in here, I just want to add, for
Yeah.
his building his home,
My studio.
your studio.
Yeah, and I want to build it old style, traditional way. That's how I want to do it. But thanks for everybody, their comments, even the bad comments, of course. And I want to thank Ron here for helping me out getting these messages, because it wouldn't have been possible without my buddy Ron. And to all the people who's been giving me encouragement and advice. And I know you email me stuff and I don't answer sometimes, but trust me, I read everything that comes in. So I've read everybody's stuff, and I don't like to answer back, because then you're gonna send more comments, then I have to sit there and then type, and then it's just a lot of time away from my time. And I appreciate it, and I just want everyone to live strong and to be in shape, because time is running out. There are two things, like I always tell my buddies, is there's two things that enlightened people value more than money and power. And that first one, of course, is time. Never waste it. Always use it, and always be on top of it. Then the other one is help. You always help, because those are the two things that anybody can give for free, that you can get a spiritual reward in. And that's those two areas. If you can offer your time and help to people around the world, and that's what spreads the good energies. The good energies is what moves it, yin and yang, the Tao. That's what I study, is the Tao. So thanks again to people all over the world. If there's anything else to say?
Nope, just I want to say thanks everybody, and thanks for all the comments, and I'll try to answer Ahkima's questions that I can answer. So keep them coming in. And from the Hopi Reservation north of Bakavee, I want to say God bless and enjoy, and we'll let Ahkima finish up his video here.
Yeah,
so
thank you. And I just want to say to the elder brother that comes to invade America, that please do not hurt us or my people. The Hopi people here have been here since the beginning, and when you come invade to punish the America people, I asked kindly that not to hurt me or my people here on the Hopi land, because we are not Americans. We do not follow their way or their views. We have our own that we've lived for thousands of years, and once America's gotten rid of, we will continue to live the way the Hopis were supposed to live, but all of us. And that is my wish, and that is my dream, that the world needs to be destroyed in order to be recreated again. So it's nothing personal, it needs to be done. And I apologize to all the people that don't make it, and to all the people that do make it, I'll see you here. And we will continue on. It'll probably be the younger generation that makes it, because it's my age, my generation and younger, that's going to survive this. There may be exception for some of the elders, which will be my mom's and my parents' generation. They will be elders when this time happens, and my age will be the leaders. We will be the leaderships of the coming age. And once everything comes back, then I will help put the ceremonies back in the right order, because I know the moons, I know the functions, I know where it's at, and I've been keeping track since it went off in 2012. So, thank you very much. See you.
Nicole, just dedicate a little short video to you. We're getting the books out. I've got 5 out so far. I've gotten pictures for you, all the people that got the books. And I'm here at Ahkima's bean fields, and this is kind of where it all started for you, by finding Ahkima's videos. And we just did another video in our series of videos that we do. This may be the last one. That's kind of up to Ahkima, what he wants to say and get out. I don't mind coming up here. I come up here every summer anyway. So as I like to say, could be in a lot of other beaches, but I always end up on the Hopi beach every summer. And this is kind of a little 360 for you, Nicole, so you can see what how Ahkima lives up here north of Bakavee on his little field. A little 360 here, back around.
Come over and visit, you and your husband.
Yeah, there you go. A private invitation to come visit and Ahkima out here on the reservation, Nicole. So enjoy. God bless.